This came across my page a few times. Some interesting little thoughts here. There's loads of them, actually. This post went viral, by the way. Like, really viral. I think it got like a couple of million views, maybe even more than that. It's actually insane. My Twitter has been like inundated with these quote retweets to this post and specifically. So I thought it'd be like really fun to go over the more popular ones and see what people are saying. So, this one says, in reply, VTubing is brutally oversaturated and most never make it. There are tens of thousands of active VTubers, indies, and agency talents, but only a tiny fraction break 100 concurrent viewers or sustainable full-time income. The vast majority stream to double-digit audiences for years, burning money on rigs, models, and art with little return. This leads to VTubers often adopting an unhealthy schedule, aka the grind, where instead of evaluating what's wrong with their content, they cope by streaming more hours, and that leads to a whole armada of mental issues, physical health, and loneliness, and vocal strain. This guy's pretty on point. Again, I said this from the start when I first started streaming, and I've always said this, even when I had, you know, a couple hundred viewers. There is a degree of luck to streaming. This has always been the way it is. Hard work and being truly entertaining doesn't even guarantee that you will succeed as a VTuber or even a streamer in general. It doesn't. Has it only been a hobby starting out? Yeah, you should at least know if you like it or not. There are tons of people who are truly talented, but they never end up like making it because they simply never hit the social media lottery to get noticed.
This is a message to all the men. I'm telling you right now, the kind of girl you want to date is the one that hates all men.
Anyways, the SmugAlana body pillow will never hate you, and you can buy it right now at gamersubs.gg/smug. A good example of this, actually, in my opinion, is the Asmongold effect. How many people have been, like, proverbially touched by the golden hand of Asmon, as some people have put it, and then they start seeing a bit of success in, like, regular viewership? Now ask yourself this question. Did Asmon suddenly make them entertaining? No, of course not. No, absolutely not. They were already entertaining and talented creators, but he put a spotlight on them so that people could notice the talent. I know this actually for a fact. Lucy, she had a couple hundred viewers, I think, before she had a video watched by Asmon that was about Final Fantasy. Yeah, or background NPC, that was the most recent one. But I know that Lucy Pyre, she was a VTuber for a while before that. But I think Asmon watched one of her videos and she blew up. Because people realized, like, damn, she's really funny. She makes good videos. Yeah, legendary drops, Darth microtransactions, Casey. Yeah, Cassie, his little VTuber daughter. Yeah, there's loads of people that had the, you know, the touch of the Asmongold, you know? Mm-hmm. There was a Japanese VTuber that got popular because of him too. Yeah, I mean, I can name a couple of people at least. Like, there's a lot. But again, at the end of the day, if you're not truly entertaining, people aren't gonna stick around, obviously. Well, so there was this one too. Your audience owes you nothing. You aren't entitled to their time and definitely not their money. Bonus, stop being egotistical. Not everyone in your audience wants to sleep with you. To be fair, this is a pretty rare problem. Any female streamer that nags their audience for donations and complains about the gooners in their DMs generally don't make it very far. Especially when they see the gooners in their DMs and then take that negative experience and then falsely relate it to their entire audience in a blanket statement. No, honey, just because like one retard is in your DMs trying to fuck you doesn't mean every single person, every single male in your audience is the same. That's not how it works. I'm sorry. I've had it happen too. I never blanket state fucking this shit, man. That's horrible. I know this for a fact. I know this for a fact. Most people in my audience, 99.99%, are probably just normal people who are just chill. Maybe they were like my model. Maybe they go into it. That's okay, but they don't fucking go and DM me about how they fucking are in love with me and shit. I'm normal. I mean, chat, you're normal if you don't DM people about how you're gooning to them actively. Do you guys not remember the guy on Instagram that we had to permaban from stream? That was like literally sending me messages as I was streaming and then announcing that he was gooning to me? That guy was a freak, but I know for a fact all of y'all aren't like that. Yes, the coffee guy. Yes, the one that said that he would goon to me. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it. You guys can go find the clip. It's actually just insane. But anyway, I know y'all aren't like that, okay? We just make fun of it. It's funny. Then we leave it alone. I don't think... If you do this and you blanket your entire audience, you're never gonna have an audience. Because that's mean. That's a mean thing to do. That was a high-level tuggler. High-level tuggler is insane. This Emperor tuggler to you, mister. Good golly, the gooners. That's okay. Gooners are fine. Just, you know, just don't DM about gooning in my coffee and having me drink it. Anyway, so this person says in response to the VTuber harsh truth on politics in VTubing. Black people are not political. Trans people are not political. Charities are not political. Disability is not political. Sexuality is not political. Religion is not political. Culture is not political. So when you say you're not into politics as a response to these, okay, we got ourselves a retard here. Okay, first off, nobody says black people and disabilities are political. Like, that's unironically a straw man argument that you slipped into this list to misrepresent the people that you're talking about, first of all. Everything else on this list is political. You can, like, cope and seethe and maul and shit your pants, but, like, at the end of the day, you're just pretending to not understand this, and then thus making discourse impossible. When somebody says something is quote-unquote political, it doesn't mean it's actually a matter of, like, policy and, you know, Democrats and Republicans. It means that the subject is controversial to the point that it attracts a political crowd. Whoa, no way. And they will get upset at you for having the wrong opinion. I put this in quotation marks. You can't fucking you can't see my fingers. But, like, for having the wrong opinion on that specific subject. Here's the hard truth. Don't let fat fucking retards like this guy tell you something is or isn't political. If you feel uncomfortable talking about any subject, you're not obligated to talk about it. I know, crazy concept. No way. What? You're allowed to stay silent, and no matter the amount of tears these types of people cry down their fat retarded faces matters. Don't let them gaslight you. Because they're actually completely politically captured and want to hear you reaffirm their opinions. It's sad that we have to fucking talk about this, man. Because this ultimately gets a lot of attention and people are like, oh, yeah, you have to. You have to talk about all these things, and if you don't, well, then you're a piece of shit. Wait. No, stop it. Get some help. Ooh, this is kind of related too. Yeah. This is perfect. The best VTubers of all time have never posted selfies or posted anything even remotely political. I agree, unironically. I do. I don't cover drama slop and culture war and very rarely politics because I want to be the goat of VTubing. I do it because that's what I enjoy. But if you ask me personally, who my goats of VTubing are, I wouldn't say anyone that's like me. Of course not. Or me. I would not say I'm the goat of VTubing. I'm not. It's the truly entertaining girls who are really, really cute and witty on the spot, and they can sing and maybe dance or both. And they're really funny. Yeah. I don't think I'm the GOAT. I just do it because I'm fun. Like, it's just what it is. What it is. That's definitely not new. You? Yeah, no, I can't sing. I can't dance. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Yeah. Fillion, guys, whatever your goat is, I totally agree. Wait, you don't sync on this channel? No, I don't. But my point is that, yeah, I honestly agree with it. Yeah, I think that most people who are like in Hololive are, you know, very private people. They might have past lives and stuff, but for the most part, they keep that separate enough that people will just have... Basically, you're playing a character at that point. I'm playing a character too, obviously. I don't act like this in real life. However, I do think there's like a respect for kayfabe that I have. You can also not have that respect, which is fine. It's your personal opinion. But I do think that kayfabe, or kayfap, or however the fuck you say it, I think it is like important to an extent. K what? It's basically keeping your real life separate from your character that you play, which is your VTuber character. You sung a few times, but that second anyone points it out, you climb up. Shut up, man. My singing's cringe. I'm not a goat like the Hololive girls. I don't think I am. No, sorry. I think they're in another league of their own. I think they're entertainers in their own right, in their own way. I don't think they have to like acknowledge anything political, and that's perfectly fine. I enjoy a lot of Hololive content. I do. I like Fuamoko. I fucking like Raura. Yeah, there's a lot of goats in my Hololive list. Bow, 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 bow. Yeah. They just don't like VTubers being more popular than them? I don't get it. I don't know. Maybe I just don't have this ego thing, like, where I feel the need to, like, if number go up, yeah, that's nice, but, like, if it goes down, like, I feel like anybody who says, like, oh, this person fell off, like, I think that's cringe. You're one of those number Andy types. You are part of the problem. Yeah. I guess sharing your day in life, but I think it really comes down to frequency and cleverly mingling it with your character, or just keeping it separate. Yeah, I think there's an art form to it. I genuinely do. I think there's a lot of girls that role play a little bit into the, oh, you know, I'm a fox, and, like, maybe I'm going outside. Here's my fox cave. I don't know, like, you take a picture of, like, I don't know, like, you outdoor hiking or something. Like, there's character storytelling, I guess. I think there's a way to weave it in. Yeah. Again, these are all my opinions. If you disagree with me, that's fine. I don't really care. Like, you can be like, I'll take Alana. I'll be like, okay, that's fine. I don't care. I thought this one was kind of interesting. If you're decent in 3D, you will never run out of work opportunities because the market is not as saturated, then the skill ceiling is much higher than 2D. I don't know. I don't know about the never run out of work part. the reason the 3D market isn't as saturated is because people don't like it as much, and it costs way more to get started in 3D. Like, you guys think that 2D VTubing takes a lot? 3D VTubing is on top of that with the equipment. Because 2D, all you need is a phone, realistically, but with 3D, you need the model and you need all the equipment, which is a lot of money. Yeah. It's a very large reach to say, like, yep, you'll never just run out of work. It's that easy. That's not how it works. Like, I do, however, agree. I will agree with the last part. I do think that 3D skill ceiling is way higher. It's one of the reasons I look up to Fillion so much. If you ever try to see what she does, even just with her camera work and VR chat, it's so hard and it takes so much practice. When I did that collab with her and Cha-Cha, I had so much more respect for her post that stream. I was like, holy fuck. Like, I thought it would be, like, at least relatively easy to, like, do all the camera work that she does, her model movement and stuff. And I'm like, I understand now. Like, that's why she's the GOAT. Like, I thought already, like, all her doing backflips and all the physical activity, like, you know, she's, like, an actually really fit person. But the other thing is, like, knowing how to use it. And I'm like, I just gained so much respect for her because I looked back at my stream, because what I like to do when I do collabs, I do watch back some of the footage, and I was like, damn, my camera work fucking sucks. All the movement, my movement of my character sucks. Like, she makes it look so easy. You don't understand unless you're, like, literally there watching her. I miss her too. I think she'll come back. I'm sure she'll come back, chat. This is just a subtle ad. I don't know. Maybe it's just their opinion. I don't really care. I thought it was an interesting point. Yeah, I don't know. I do think that 3D is a lot of work, but 2D, you shouldn't completely disregard 2D and be like, no, it's gonna run out of work. It's like, if you're truly entertaining, it doesn't matter. That's why I still use 3D once a week. Because I find it fun, and every stream I do get a little bit better. Maybe I'll get a new setup and it'll be even better than the next time. Yeah, you never know. So, ooh, this one's spicy. Chat, brace yourself. The VTubing space was never a left-leaning space. It has always been center right-leaning. The whole lefty VTuber space is the biggest VTuber-related psyop out there. And this one got a lot of attention for obvious reasons. I mean, me personally, I've never really cared about what political leaning any single space has. I don't even think about it. I just do my content and what I enjoy. And if people watch that, that's great. That's awesome. Thumbs up. But if we just turn on our brains for, like, I don't know, 1 second, the explanation for this is pretty obvious. 99% of VTubers are female. Females are more likely to be left-leaning, statistically speaking. This is a fact. However, their viewership is 99 to 95% male. Males are more likely to be right-leaning statistically. It's honestly that simple. Women? No, I'm serious. That's why this is happening. That's why people are like, oh, why are the left-leaning VTubers? It's like, you're in the VTuber space. What do you think? Did you just assume my gender? I think even the most, what is it called? Not woman-centric, Jesus Christ. I'm trying to word this properly, but like, even the VTubers that cater to a lot of female niches, they still have a majority male-leaning audience. Like, I would even say up to like 70%. I think the vast majority would be like 30%. 30% female, 70% male. The Niji sisters? Yeah, I would say so. Currently, I'm leaning left in my chair. Look at Mugenics. It doesn't matter what... Again, Mugenics is funny because a lot of people have a lot of influencers from different spectrums, right? With freaking Ethan Klein and iDubbbz and that whole fiasco. At the end of the day, they didn't really care as long as the game was good. I don't care what the game devs' political opinions are. If he's got a good game, I don't care. And I think that's relevant to streaming. At the end of the day, if people tolerate your opinion and they think that you're cool, even if you have some certain political leanings, people will still watch you because you're entertaining. Yeah. Oh, this is another hot spicy take. Holy moly. There we go. This is controversial. Your favorite VTuber is probably in a relationship. And honestly, I think this picture summarizes it the best. I should have guessed the one post that would be more popular than the politics post would be this one. Look, this one has 200K. This one has almost 500,000, and it's a quote retweet. But here's the thing. I think a lot of VTubers actually aren't in relationships. At least the bigger ones. Now hear me out. The reason is because one of the biggest nightmares of any VTuber is getting doxxed. It's like one of the worst fears. I've had nightmares about it. Yeah, sure. Like, everybody gets worried. And there is no bigger risk to getting doxxed than for a VTuber to get into a relationship and then tell that person that you're a VTuber. Like, you can obviously hide it, but at the end of the day, sometime, if you're in a long-term fucking relationship, you're going to fucking get found out, right? Or the person that you're dating is gonna find out what you do if you do it full-time, right? And then you tell that person you're a VTuber, and then they learn who you are. And then what if, chat, the relationship sours and you break up? Ugh. What if that person's an idiot and they can't keep their mouth shut? What if they get back at you and, like, leak your information? I don't know. What if they tell their best friend that they think they can trust, and then that friend leaks your info? Like, nobody talks about it, but I feel like a lot of VTubers would easily come to the conclusion that staying single is probably the safest way to, like, preserve and keep your career safe and not get doxxed. And I know there's examples, you know, like Cinder and others with, like, secret boyfriends, but I think the implication, and this is all a guess, not saying this is fact, but I think the implication is that they were in those relationships before they started VTubing, which we know with Cinder. She did say that. She said she did ASMR and then she moved on to VTubing, right? I think if you start VTubing when you're single, what I said definitely applies. Yeah. Isn't Nimmy Nightmare married in public with it? Very one-off, though. Yes, I'll get to that. That's actually a very interesting thing I wanted to cover, too. There's more posts I wanted to show you guys, but I will talk about it. Yeah, I just think overall it's very difficult to be a VTuber and then, like, go out. And if you're a relatively popular fucking VTuber, your voice is very, very distinct, first of all. How are you going to hide the fact? Chacha's also married? Yeah, but she was in a relationship before she started VTubing. That's what my point is. And she also is very public about it. It's not like she's hiding it. Yeah. It's fine as long as you're not always talking about your SO. I mean, you can say that, but, you know, like the chatter brought up, Nimmy still lost a lot of her viewers. She did, even though she's not super public about it. Oh, there we go. Okay. VTuber fans in person are a lot nicer than you think. When I host guests at conventions, they're always super engaging despite sensing that they're not the most social butterflies. And there's a lot more girls watching you than you realize. A lot of them look up to you. What? I have girls watching? There's no way. There's no way. How's that harsh? I wouldn't say say this is more of a harsh. I just think this is a truth, and some people think that you're going to be like a massive social butterfly when you're in person. I am not. I can't handle social interactions. I'm very, I wouldn't say I'm fake, but like I want to put my best foot forward, and I can't, like I don't know. I'm scared of being myself, so I put a mask on when I interact with people that I don't really trust. And again, I've been told, like, I'm really, really nice, I'm very polite, I'm very soft-spoken, and I'm not, like, I'm not rude at all. Like, I'm never rude, but I know that it's not me. Does that make sense? I'm an introvert? Yeah, I definitely am. I'm 100% an introvert. But there are extroverted VTubers out there. I totally get that, too. No. Isn't everybody like that? No. No, not everybody's like that. And again, I don't think this is even a hot take. Like, yeah, obviously, if VTuber fans were like truly these sweaty, cringe, fat, chud losers with like social autism, then why are so many VTubers willingly to like, they're willingly going to these meet and greets IRL repeatedly at conventions and TwitchCon every year? Like, just apply, like, this bare minimum logic when you actually think about it. If the fans were really that heinous, the girls would never do a meet and greet after the first one. I think a lot of people are very, very nice. They're very polite, just like me. They just want to, like, put their best foot forward. If I had to go to a TwitchCon or whatever, or some other convention, and if I met my fans, I bet you we would have a very funny interaction of us being so exceptionally polite to each other that we would be like, yeah, hi, hello, how are you doing? Yeah, like, I think it would be very nice. After every situation, everything will change. Well, let's just say in a hypothetical situation, it wouldn't be a TwitchCon, it would be another con or something. Hi, hello. How are you? I bet you 99% of people are very, very nice. Because that's what people are. They are generally nice speaking. Generally nice speaking. Generally speaking are very nice. Jesus, I'm being a Yoda today. But again, that's never the case with people being like, oh, no, they're just a bunch of sweaty, cringe losers. It's like, actually, no, they're not. Like, the majority are not. There are exceptions, of course. There are people who are very cringe and they stalk people and they're very mean to them, but I would say 99.9% are very kind. They're usually normal people that just want to, like, look at a cute VTuber. That's it. Hey, I'm not sweaty? No, maybe you're not. Maybe you put deodorant on. Yeah. We're normies? No, I meant normal. Like, you do normal things. You have normal jobs. Or you have normal behavior. I do. I truly believe that. I think the bad apples just give really, really bad names for the vast majority of VTuber fans. Or anime and manga fans. Or MMO players. Or whatever. Or gamers. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go! Come on. What is with my Twitter today? Twitter! I guess this post is so retarded it just won't even load. Okay, there we go. Too many of you are becoming disgusting grifters for a quick buck from unwashed smegma maxers instead of having dignity and a decent personality for long-term prosperity. Man, you are a bitch. Hoes mad, it do be like that sometimes. You're just mad. Honestly, this is like a hoes mad moment for me. Like, god damn, you a bitch. Does she do porn, draw porn? I don't know, I don't want to look. It says 18 plus, I'm not sure. I'm not even gonna give them the time of day. This post is fucking retarded. A large percentage of EN VTubers are just Twitch thoughts with an anime avatar. And this got a decent amount of attention too. Again, I wouldn't say it's a large percentage, but sure. Yeah, I think this is true. some girls like doing fansly and doing that kind of content. Like, I don't really care. It's the exact same thing as saying, like, a lot of VTubers are just drama slop reactors. Like, yeah, sure. I like doing that content, though. Like, who cares? Don't watch it if you don't like it. Nobody's forcing you to. Not large. I wouldn't say it's a majority. I would say there's a decent amount. Yeah. It's just women. If she breathes, she's a thought! Ooh, here we go. This is the post. Here we go. Lolicons helped create the foundation of VTubing, and if that upsets you, you should leave. I'm not throwing my hat into the ring on this one. I've talked about this probably enough times, but you know what I will say? I think idol culture was also a founding principle of VTubing. Like, a lot of VTubers get mad and upset that, like, revealing they have a boyfriend tanks their fucking viewership. And sure, it does happen, absolutely. Again, like a chatter said before, Nimi is, like, the most prominent example of that, you know? She was in Hololive, and then she transitioned to being an Indian now, and then she announced getting married, and she tanked, what, like 50% of her viewership on average, I think it was? Yeah, that's just part of VTubing culture. It is what it is. Hololive doesn't let their talents have, like, public boyfriends. It's just part of the game, you know? That's a lot, yeah, but I mean, you know, she still does really good for herself, but you know, it is what it is. You gotta take it. Nimi can do it because she can slash 70% viewership for no problem. Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I mean. It's like you've already established yourself, and then the people who are left over who don't really care about you getting married, then yeah, they'll keep watching you. That's just part of it. I personally don't really care. I see a lot of people complaining about the idol culture and VTubing. Like, I genuinely, I don't really care. The way my brain works, it's that this is just like a universal truth that you can't change. So I don't really think about it. Does that make sense? Like the sky is blue, or we're all gonna die someday. The government's always gonna try and tax you. Like, and one of those truths is that VTubing is heavily influenced by idol culture. You can't change that. I don't think about whether it's right or wrong. I just think that's the way it is. So why complain about it on Twitter if you can't change it? That's why I think all those posts about people being like, yeah, I have a boyfriend and I lost like 50 followers on my Twitter account. It's like, yeah, okay. Why do you need to announce it to everyone? Like, yeah, that's kind of what's happened. Yeah, okay, and? Like, what are we doing here? What is your post accomplishing other than just you stating like, okay, I lost a bunch of viewers and I lost a bunch of attention? The ones that get mad and say like, oh my god, we need to change VTubing because there's lots of parasocial fans. It's like, no, we don't. Nuh-uh. Actually, leave it as it is. It's great. Thanks. Then what happens if you break up? Yeah, then you announce that you broke up, and then people will question you and say that you're lying. That's another thing. I didn't really think about that. If you announce that you have a boyfriend or a husband or whatever, and then you announce that you're divorced, people will doubt you because it's like, oh, what if you're doing this because you lost a bunch of, like, attention? Or you lost a bunch of, you know, revenue because obviously people are watching you less and giving you less money. Yeah. People are always gonna doubt you. So, you know, it is what it is. Yeah. We've seen it happen. Have we? I don't know. Streamers like Pokemon Hide having boyfriends, not really a VTuber's problem specifically. Yeah, I would say it's like, I don't know, streamer culture, idol culture, I think it's kind of almost one and the same. I think, this is gonna be a hot take, I think that there is an extent that this affects men Not as much as women, obviously. Take that with a grain of salt. But I do think there are men out there who don't want to watch a man be with their girlfriend publicly or like showing their girlfriend or wife on stream because it irks them. And that's a completely valid feeling. That's totally fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with thinking like that because it's like, I don't want to be reminded that I'm single. I just want to watch this guy rant or like play video games. Like, I get it. If the shoe's on the other foot and you're a chick and you're watching a guy be happy with his girlfriend, do you really want to keep watching them? Like, I don't know. It's the same thing. It is what it is. And yes, some couples are fun. I'm not saying that couple content is bad. I'm not saying that at all, but at the end of the day, some people get irked by that, and that's totally valid. Stuck in the cock game chair. No, you can't be happy. Then the angry video game nerd got people upset because he's married with children? I don't know. I actually know about AVGN. I didn't know he had a wife. The anime guy Joey said he lost viewers. Wait, what? When he said he was dating that other girl. His wife lost a portion too? Yeah, it is what it is. AVGN has a wife and daughters. I see, I'm not that terminally online that I know about all this stuff where it's like, oh, well, this person used to be single and they got a girlfriend. I didn't notice any. Excuse me, Jesus. I didn't notice anything. AVGN is not a fucking loser like me. I'm gonna unsubscribe. Bad burp. I think that was acid reflux, actually. That was not a burp. That did not feel nice. I took a sip of water and then I just spat it back out. Ew. Anyway, yeah. I think like you can disagree with me and stuff and be like, no, Alana, you're wrong, but this is my truth and this is my honest opinion. I don't think it's that deep. TLDR, there's a lot of VTubing truths, but there's also a lot of VTuber lies, like with these people that try to make it like about politics and shit. Like, fucking leave people alone. Let them do what they want. If you want to be political so bad, just fucking do your own thing and then don't complain when people don't really watch you, unless you're really entertaining, I guess.